Okay, Kung Fu guy versus a Sanda guy. This is in Russia, by the way. Great leg kick by Sanda guy. Ooh. Sanda. Oh, nice. Kung Fu guy with some interesting strikes in the pummeling position. The Kung Fu guy is a Bagua and Xingyi person. So first thing to know, that was a pretty cool little kick. Ooh, he gave his back a little bit too long. So we'll look here again. See, he gave his back a little too long, almost paid for it. Good on the Sanda guy for having control. Sanda guy wearing shoes too. Guys, do Sanda people usually wear shoes? So a little bit of a clinch fighting, dirty boxing range. Ooh, he's doing okay. So again, he's a Xingyi, Bagua, and a little bit of chuo jiao. But mostly Xingyi, Bagua master. So he seems, the one thing you can understand is he's good at understanding ranges, right? That's the one thing that... So obviously he sparred. Look at that. He flips him over. That was pretty cool. He got taken to the ground, flips him over. Another thing to realize is, despite wearing the Kung Fu garb, he doesn't actually have an advantage. The Kung Fu guard actually sort of limits your movement. I'll show you. The Sanda guy, of course, has the headgear and the gloves. So, oh, another good leg kick. Ooh, punches to the head from a variety of angles. So, good on the Kung Fu guy for chiming in. Ooh, over the top. He's losing this clinch fight. Oh, nice. Not bad. Notice because he doesn't have gloves, he's using more slaps and palm techniques. Makes sense, right? Got to protect your fist a little bit. That was great. Great hit upon the exit of the clinch. Nice. Dude, he's hitting the back of the head, which is fine, right? That's something that people always say, that's against the rules. So we're going to look at this in slow motion. So it's orthodox for southpaw. So the orthodox guy is our Sanda guy. Oh, but then he switches his stance, the Kung Fu guy. So he's connecting. I think the most connection he had was from under, from the angles below him. So that's great stability. I love that. That's great stability right there. That was probably from his Bagua training. Great stability. And now what we have is, you notice that the Kung Fu guy is mostly the one pressing forward, although right here he gave his back a little bit and almost paid for it, right? So he does know when to exit, but he lingered a little bit too much. See, notice the Kung Fu guy always pressing forward. Also, they both are orthodox now in their stances. So, oof, ouch. He sort of gave his face a little bit. Notice the Russian student in the back. Him, look at that little clinch techniques. He's grabbing the back of the neck, which is not completely effective. But if you have a guy wearing headgear and then conversely, you have a guy with gloves trying to grab the back of your head, it's really hard. So sometimes it does go down to the back of the neck. So, but it's always more effective to grab the back of the head where that bone sticks out. That gives you maximal leverage on the head. So, look at that. He took advantage of the Sanda guy's hesitancy in that kick. It probably was a shovel kick, and he goes in. He's getting taken down, and then he sort of does what a lot of traditional guys do. I'm just going to hit him in the back of the head. Still gets taken down, unfortunately. Now he's side mounted. Let's see if... Oh, yeah. He waited. You see, he waited until the center of gravity was right, and he flipped our Sanda guy over. That was brilliant. You have to understand a little bit about weight distribution to do that, right? I don't think that was compliant. What do you guys think? Was that compliant or was that not compliant? Let us know in the comments. So this is the last bit of the sparring. Kung Fu guy with his hands out. You know, some Muay Thai fighters do stuff like this too. Helps to parry, help to catch a little bit. So it makes sense if you have just your hands. Sometimes having a high guard or your hands close to your face is not always effective because, again, there's less that you can protect because you don't have gloves, right? So you have to parry a little bit, rely on head movement, rely on reaction time. So that's pretty good. Another leg kick. That was a great leg kick by Sanda guy. This one we saw, he just connected with so many types of punches to the face, but he also got kicked once. So this is a gem, man. This is a gem of a sparring session. And Kung Fu guy again trying. He's almost, look at that. He's grabbing the helmet, dude. He's grabbing the helmet of the Sanda guy. Now this is very effective, right? If you have something you can grab like that, why not? But, you know, if you were grabbing the helmet, you might as well grab a shirt, right? So that was crazy. He was grabbing the helmet from the front, man. That was crazy. So, see, it kind of caught the Russian Sanda guy. It caught him by surprise. See, he's like, what the heck, dude? We got to watch that part again. So he has headgear. You see, he has headgear that has those, it's got an opening for the eyes. So that's why Kung Fu guy was grabbing it. Look at that. He's grabbing that place right in front where it's protecting the cheeks. He's grabbing that part of the headgear. That's crazy. Look at that. That's amazing. Hilarious. So this was from 2016. This was the original channel, by the way. The original Kung Fu guy uploaded this in 2023, but he said he originally put this out in 2016, and then on YouTube and on other Chinese social media platforms, it was getting put by other people, and they sort of misnamed it. So this was a Sanda person, not some student of his, and this was in Russia. Something to note, as I pointed out in the beginning, if you wear some of these Kung Fu garbs, it might look pretty, but especially you see here, if I close the sleeve up, which I usually don't, it severely actually limits you. It's not flexible material like a lot of people would think. See, it can't move, it can't stretch. See that? Now, some of these are actually designed with silk. Now, if he were wearing a silk Kung Fu garb, he would have a lot more flexibility in the materials. So if he's wearing silk, it would be different. The issue with silk is it's hard to clean. You have to dry clean it. Wearing this Kung Fu garb to kind of spar, it's cool, and he's trying to represent his style, but it's just a lot of work because work to clean, and if it's not silk, then it's limiting your mobility. But then you could say maybe that's the one little handicap he gave himself, because the Russian Sanda guy had headgear and was getting his headgear grabbed, right? So maybe he said, okay, I'll compromise by limiting my movement with my clothes. Anyways, guys, more fun stuff to come. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed, and then press the bell button and consider being a channel member. Okay, guys, talk to you soon.